I believe. I think the music's a bit too loud, actually. Hi, Free Frag. So, not quite what I was expecting to be doing today. Hi, Luma. Oh, this is gonna be a hard stream for me. I'm sorry. I just past few days have been kind of weird. Oh, I think you guys are in ad jail right now. That's like the worst time for that to happen. I'm just gonna take a little bit of time until the ads are done, for sure, to... No worries, I've bribed the jailer. Thank you, Free Frag. So, I know that both of you have seen the message I posted in my Discord yesterday about stepping back from streaming. And well, the short version of it is that probably after this stream, I'm gonna be taking that message down because it's been stupid. I've been kind of stupid. It's been kind of rough lately, in some ways, and I guess streaming has been one of them. And to be honest, it's mostly my own fault. It's mostly my own doing. I should probably just start at the beginning. So I've been streaming since May of last year, which arguably in some of Twitch's time spans. Also, I should probably note, none of this is planned out. I have very little idea of what I'm going to be saying. There's just a very specific desire in my mind right now to speak about things, so I can get it off my own chest and be clear to everyone about what's happening and what's been going on, because I feel like it's been kind of unclear recently, with all the back and forth and things and all the changes. So now here we are. I've been streaming since May of last year, and to be honest, I never thought I would get to where I have been. I never thought that I would manage to even get Twitch affiliate, which even happened. Hi Clue. Hi. welcome. This is a bit of a different stream today. It's been a bit chaotic. Hi, maybe. It is a bit of a deep stream. I never thought I would get to where I have been with the amount of people that have somehow managed to stumble into my stream and for one reason or another decided to stick around. And since a month ago, a lot of shit has been happening. I mean, all of this year has been a lot of shit happening, essentially, but specifically a month ago, a lot of shit started changing. And I feel like that partially also, well, I say partially, a lot of that reflected in my streams. The new avatar reveal happened almost exactly a month ago. I kind of changed up the schedule. I started streaming with Yina pretty much every stream, and just generally, I did the whole like open VC thing, which I half ditched and then went back on, and then kept going back and forth because I don't know. It's been a lot of shit changed. Is the short version of it, and I have been enjoying the process of streaming a lot more since I've made all those changes. I've enjoyed streaming with Yina a lot. I've enjoyed, even though it's only been 2 streams, I've enjoyed streaming with Necro a lot, the Elden Ring streams, and I do want to continue that. I very much got in my mind, in my own head, about my stream and my channel and how things have been going since I've been implementing all these changes. And I don't really know how to say this without sounding accusatory, so just take my disclaimer that I don't mean it in that kind of way. I have just been very discouraged, I guess, by it's not your fault, maybe. It's not your guys' fault at all. It's my own fault for getting discouraged by that kind of thing. But streams have been a lot more quiet since I started all my changes to the stream. And as much as I've been enjoying the process of streaming more, I've talked to a few people about the whole thing, and the analogy that I've been coming back to is the idea of crafting a present for someone and then getting discouraged, or the joy of making the thing being quote unquote ruined by not being able to, give them that present, I guess, which sounds stupid. And it's a lot of it is just in my mind. I know the feeling. Yeah, that's kind of been what the past few weeks have felt like in terms of streaming. I've talked to people about it, and I feel like I've been pretty open about it. That I do really enjoy like the effort I put into the streams, and I hope that people see that it's not just something I randomly do on the side without thinking twice about it, because I do feel like I put a lot of effort into it. I loved working on my avatar. I loved working on this model, making it work, even though it cost me like tens of hours. And the little adjustments for each different game, getting props from the games like the GTFO hammer or the Sekiro sword. It's just like tiny little things that make me really happy when I work with them. And like putting that effort in has been really, really fun, and seeing the result in like the stream and everything. Of course, the ball and toggle too. I mean, arguably that's the most important addition. But I got too caught up in the numbers, and I let it get to my head, and thank God that wasn't the ball toggle. That would really invalidate my point right now. But I let the numbers get to my head, and never look at the numbers is really good advice. It was pretty bad timing to some degree, and again, I'm not blaming anyone. I know, like, it's streaming, it's a completely volatile thing. And this kind of stuff just happens, you know? It's just that's just how it is. That's just how streaming goes. Is this the number 23? What? I'm confused. But yeah, good advice from Mivy, and just in general, never look at the numbers. And I don't know, it's stupid. I just want to do good, you know? I want people to see Necro. I'm gonna give you your points back. So far, I have managed not to break out in tears completely. So I stopped streaming, uploading to YouTube, etc. It's too discouraging. Yeah. It's what I want to change. This whole month has been a major era of change, and I feel like my mindset about streaming is the next thing that I need to change. I've been the VIP redeem actually got removed together with the avatar change, Free Frag, because I couldn't think of a funny pun, because it used to say very important puppy, and that made sense when I was still in my dog avatar, but I couldn't think of a good equivalent for the shark version. So I've had it removed since then, and I haven't been able to think of anything better. Fish in Spanish. You know what? I think that might actually just work. I'll consider it. But sharks often are called puppies. Yeah, infant sharks are called pups. That is one thing. I guess I could just call him very important pup then, instead of puppy. Also, hi, Dose. Welcome in. Very important fish with PH. I'm not gonna cry. So stupid. I'm not gonna. Have I talked to it about how this is all unplanned and unscripted, and I have no idea what I'm really going to say other than what comes to mind, because I have a really strong desire to talk about things right now. I think I've said that before. I hope you guys don't mind that too much. I need to change my mindset about streaming. I've been told that by a few friends who I talked to about the whole thing behind the scenes, because it's been on my mind for a while. It's been on my mind throughout the past month, because this is where I would point at the graph if I didn't just say that I want to focus less on numbers, but like it's been consistently getting more quiet in the streams, and like I said, I'm not faulting anyone for that. I'm not putting anyone to blame for that. It's just kind of a thing that happens. Look at this graph. Exactly. But I let that get to my head way too much. And I guess yesterday specifically, technically the day before, that really got to me. Like I feel like I don't want it to come across as me baiting like for empathy or whatever, because I really don't want that. I'm just being stupid. Oh, look at that. We even have a cool bot viewer in here. That's great. That's awesome. No, but it got to my head to the point where I like really struggled to sleep because I was crying, because it wasn't even necessarily just that feeling of like pointlessness, which I'm not gonna lie, that was there. Like the idea of streaming to no one at all is something that probably everyone is familiar with who has tried streaming at some point, because that's kind of where you start off. And it's where I started off as well. But it felt like that was a hurdle that I had gotten past. So being thrown back to that feeling felt like the past year and a half essentially has been, you know, undone. It's like it never really mattered, or like it never really happened. And that hurt a lot. And I want to say again, I'm not blaming people for this. It's entirely my fault that I interpreted it that way, and that I let it get to my head that way. And I guess the point on this whole thing is that what I said yesterday was something that I thought I wanted to say for the past month, and then the evening time came around and I wasn't live for the first day in like 2 weeks, and it felt incredibly empty. Like, stream chat can be empty, but it's nothing compared to like the emptiness of not doing something that you've enjoyed doing for the past year and a half. And even if a lot of things have changed in the past month, streaming means a lot to me. I've streamed almost I mean, I've had some breaks obviously, but on average I've streamed like at least probably every other day throughout this entire year. And it's kind of become almost like a daily routine at this point, and especially with all the changes that have been happening that I've implemented into the stream, it's become something I've really enjoyed doing. So, hi Noel. After sending that message yesterday about quitting streaming and pushing through today, I basically couldn't stop thinking about it. I want to stream. It's I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm just feeling kind of emotional right now, and the music is definitely not helping. I don't know why I decided to pick this out, but I'm not gonna stop streaming. I can't really imagine myself not streaming anymore. And I guess I just felt very strongly about being transparent about what's been going on in that regard, because there's been so much back and forth and so much all around and everything, every direction, yeah, actually. I'm really happy to hear that, Noel. That means a lot to me. Probably kind of a wacky stream to just randomly tune into. So sorry about that. But yeah, it's to be honest, I probably should. There's been so many things happening this year and recently specifically. I don't know if I should get too much into it, but I mean, I guess the stream is kind of like the platform for it, for talking about what's been going on in my life. So, fucking Liza P, yeah. I guess I can do a little recap and maybe get some stuff out there that hasn't really been talked about that I think should be maybe be given us some context. I don't know. Either way, I think only a few people were really around at the time when this happened, but this whole year... Oh, hi Gumbert. Thank you. God damn it, you guys are gonna make me cry after all. This year started off with a breakup. Technically, last year ended with a breakup, but it was close enough around New Year's that it kind of all just fades together, and like the effects of it were definitely there. I still very specifically remember the first stream of this year being Abzu. That was the first game I streamed this year, and it was probably one of the things that got me through the whole first part of the breakup with my ex at that point. I really enjoyed streaming, and I had a few people where I could just forget about everything. A handful of people who would show up in chat and just ramble about games or whatever else was happening. And that most certainly helped me through that phase at the start of the year. I think Abzu was the last stream I watched of yours. It might be. It's been a long while since I've seen your name around, but it's it's nice to see you around again, Dos. But so throughout the year, things kind of started going, and we played a bunch of games. I upgraded my whole VTuber setup for the first time. I switched from, I even forgot what it was called, some weird ass software at the start, to Vinian, which had a massive upgrade in my opinion in terms of like the quality of the avatar. It's, looking back at like VODs of old streams, it's kind of insane that I used to think my avatar looked good. That all happened. Got more elaborate stream stuff. I got more hardware for streaming. I got myself a little Stream Deck, just the Stream Deck Mini at first, so I could more easily like mute and switch scenes and stuff. I upgraded to the big Stream Deck somewhat recently. Hi Conquer, yeah, this is an interesting first stream to tune into. Sorry about that. I've been a bit of an emotional wreck the past few days. But yeah, a lot of things happened throughout the year. It's just been very spaced out. There have been small incremental upgrades, and then last month things kind of started picking up the pace, both in streaming with my new avatar and also in my personal life to some degree. So I don't know how many people know. I'm gonna just do what Mivy says and expect people not to know. I currently still live with my parents. I have plans to move out into an apartment that I'm currently renovating. And throughout this year, I've been working very hard on getting the apartment ready to be moved into. And it is starting to it's starting to get to a point where I can reasonably expect to move into it somewhat soon. And to be honest, the longer I've been living here, the more reasons I've been getting to want to move out. No offense to my parents, they're incredible people, and I love both of them for the most part. But like, you know, like, I need some space to myself as a person, which is not what I have here. The fact that I'm able to stream uninterrupted was already incredibly hard to get. Because privacy isn't necessarily something that's taken for granted in this house. I ended up getting this is a stupid little side fact. There have been a good few streams where, specifically near the start of the stream, I say I forgot to turn on the thing. I never got too into detail about what the thing is. I don't think anyone ever questioned it on stream because it's been kind of in the background. But the thing is a this is so stupid. It's a light outside of my room. It's the on-air light. Apparently I did talk about it because Mivy knows about it, but yeah, it's the on-air light that I got specifically because it is so fucked up. It's not fancy at all. It's like it's like a 10. I got it for $10 off Amazon, and then I just read minds. That's incredible, movie. But I got it for $10 off Amazon, and I stole like a remote controlled power switch, like a thing you plug into a power outlet and then you can remote control it to essentially remote control the power outlet, whether it lets out power or not. I'm sure you guys know what I mean, maybe. It's essentially just a remote controlled switch that turns a power socket on and off. And then I realized after I bought it that there's a switch on the cable to the light, and if I turn off the power supply, it turns off fully. I don't know what the scientific term is, but I ended up having to take apart the fucking cable to the light, and I had to solder in just a resistor not to burn out, because there were like multiple strength options that you can choose from, and I had to solder in a fucking resistor to not burn out the lights through like hours of being turned on. And then I hooked that up to the power outlet instead, and now I have this remote control inside my room that turns on the on-air light outside my room. And that's now a sign that walking into my room is not a good idea. Right, the point of this whole thing was to say that I don't really have that much privacy in this place. Like, it's not exactly uncommon for someone to just walk into my room, sometimes unannounced. Home automation thing? I don't think it's that brand. It's just some no-name, like radio controlled remote power socket thing. I have no idea. But yeah, so moving out has been, as much as I'm looking forward to it, it's been a lot of pressure in my mind. because, despite everything, it is still a big step in my life. I haven't ever lived on my own for like more than 2 weeks. So, also, Noelle, that is pretty crazy. That is not healthy. I am glad you're not doing that anymore. I hope you're not doing that anymore. Hi, cop. That's good. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to moving out, and at the same time, it's a lot of stress on my mind. There's been a lot of stuff at work at the same time. There was a phase last month where I wasn't sure if I was going to keep my job or not, which would have been pretty awful considering I am in the middle of renovating an apartment, and money is kind of something you need for that quite often. So that was rather stressful. Most of that has been resolved by now. I'm not gonna lose my job. The details are still being figured out. I'm not going to be doing the same stuff at my job anymore that I used to be doing for the past 5 years at this point. It's been 5 years, but company internal politics, lots of funding issues, and I'm not doing anymore what I used to be doing for the past 5 years, but I'm keeping my job, and that's really what matters. Though it might change how much time I have available, because I'm arguably in a very privileged position. I get to work from home on pretty much all the time, unless there's specific events at the actual company location. So a lot of the time, a lot of my stream prep, a lot of my avatar work and stuff, I managed to fit into my work time to some degree. Whenever I was taking a break from work stuff, I spent 5, 10, 15 minutes working on my avatar, then got back to work. And I'm not sure if that's going to be staying that way, so I'm not sure how much time I can really end up spending on stream stuff. I mean, I still want to. Like I said before, the effort I put into this avatar, the effort I put into making everything look nice and sound nice and everything is a big part of what I enjoy about streaming in the first place. But I might have to shift the time a little bit on when exactly I get to work with that, because as it turns out, balancing a full-time job with streaming is pretty difficult, especially if you stream daily like I have been. And one of the things that I think I want to do is just shift my stream content a little bit from being purely I've already been kind of doing that. I've already been shifting my schedule from being 100% certain 4 p.m. every day to being a little more loose, a little more I'll stream around that time, but when exactly it's not exactly certain. And I want to adapt the content of my stream to some degree as well. I want to try and do some more stuff, and that's not necessarily even just games. I've been playing a lot with the idea of doing a coding stream at some point, because Yina showed me a thing called Coding Game, which it's literally just called Coding Game. It's like an online thing that's where you just do coding challenges, essentially. It's a game where you code, very much so. And I've been wanting to just like stream that coding game like Screeps? No, it's just a web-based thing. You write like actual code in a language of your choosing to solve problems, and a lot of it is just like writing automation, like bots for specific games. Like that's one of the main attractions to it. Also, hi Rav. I don't know what this channel is. I don't think it's any of them. I think it's digital. I don't think solid, liquid, or gaseous describe the state of this channel very well. But I've been wanting to do a lot of that. And Plasma, I'm not hot enough for that. I'm sorry. Like, it's close, but not quite. Anyway, I've been wanting to branch out in that way. And part of the reason, Necro, you're very silly. Part of the reason why I haven't done that yet is because well, there's multiple. One reason is that in my perception, viewer numbers have already been going down, so being experimental with my content, additionally to everything else that's been changing, has felt like a huge risk that I didn't want to take or couldn't get myself to take, but I want to change that because, like maybe said, never look at the numbers. I just want to have fun doing whatever and put it out there into the world, and if people are gonna be there to laugh with me or at me or both at the same time, then that'd be great. And if not, then it's still just me doing whatever the fuck I would have been doing anyway. So the music right now, I can turn on the music display. I wanted to turn it off for cinematic effects, but Golden Hour Memories from the Life is Strange soundtrack is playing right now. Also, yes, the game is called Test 100. But yeah, I'm gonna, where is it? God damn it. I'm bald. Thank you, Yuna. Very shiny. Thank you guys for all the head pats. I forgot what I was saying. I hate having ADHD. It's kind of awful. I should probably get diagnosed at some point. But, like I said, there's been, you look kind of hot and bald, not gonna lie. You should get the plunger out. Local koi shark petted when bald, squeaky sounds ensue. I don't know what an HD is, but my doctor says I got 80 of them. Yep. Oh my god. Okay, but yeah, I want... I guess... Sorry, I'm trying to find words right now, because it's kind of difficult for my brain, because there's so many thoughts going through my mind. So I want my mentality about streaming to change. I want that to be different. I want to ignore the numbers. I might have to force myself to. And I want to work on that. What I can safely say is that going forward, I will not stop streaming. I have realized throughout the past day and a half that, contrary to what I believed, stopping streaming is not better than doing it. And I mean, to be honest, I was very hesitant to start this stream today, or tonight rather, because, well, to be completely honest, I felt really stupid having announced that I'm going to stop streaming less than 24 hours ago. Less than 24 hours ago? Maybe 24 hours ago. And then going live immediately the day after. I felt incredibly stupid. I felt incredibly embarrassed. And I also, I'm very proud of you for running Random EXEs. I was incredibly embarrassed about being so emotional and sounding, I guess, like I was certain about a decision that I was not certain about, and going back on it immediately. That means a lot, Cup. Thank you. Also, thank you for getting my hair back to short. I am going to do what I love doing, and I'm going to have to... I know, Squirrel. So hi, welcome. Thank you. I saw your message earlier. I didn't say welcome because I got distracted by everything else that was happening. It should be like that. It's my own mind that gets in the way of things. I feel like if I want to do streaming, I need to do it right. I feel like I need to act as if it was a job if I ever want to find success with it. That's like the mentality that's in my mind, and it's not exactly a healthy one. It's partially been an issue before, even before all the changes started happening, like earlier this year. I set a baseline for myself. I told myself that I would never do a stream that's shorter than 2 hours. Because I felt like, for one, people would get kind of annoyed with short streams, because at least I personally usually run streams as like background noise, and having short streams kind of doesn't really lend itself to that. So, but again, that's also just me. That's just myself, my own view on things. And I thought I had to stream for longer times, so I set the baseline of 2 hours for myself, even if I didn't want to stream for that long anymore. I kind of kept pushing myself, and I don't really regret it. Usually it's been fine, it's been okay, and I end up enjoying it anyway, because, it's streaming, and I have fun streaming. But there have been certain days where I really would have wanted to end stream earlier and didn't because of that. And one thing that I noticed ever since I implemented all those changes, I'll get to that in just a little bit, maybe. I just want to finish my train of thought, because I'm gonna forget if I don't. One thing I noticed since I've implemented all these changes into my stream don't be sorry. It's okay. I'm just trying to cope with my own ADHD right now. So that I don't forget the end of my conversation or talking point. Fuck, I'm already forgetting. One thing I noticed since I implemented all these changes into my streams was that I haven't felt that way. I haven't felt like I wanted to stream for less than 2 hours. I've kind of lost track of time, if anything. Like, I've been streaming 3, 4, 5 hours, no issue, which I haven't done in a long while. Exactly, yeah. I've talked to Yuna about it. I've talked to a few other people about it as well. And it's because I do really enjoy the process of how things are now. I just felt like, because of the numbers going down and everything, that was like an indicator that something I'm doing is wrong, is bad, that people don't want to see that anymore, that people just don't care. And timing of all that has been kind of unfortunate because of some stuff in my private life. I don't want to get too much into it, but I don't know if I can say it without getting too much into it, to be honest, so maybe I will get too much into it, but there's been a not inconsiderable amount of people recently who have somewhat distanced themselves from me in private, and to some degree I understand why, to some degree I don't. And hi Baz. Interesting stream to decide to tune into. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's I was being stupid. I was focusing way too much on the numbers, and I was letting it get to my head. And I'm sorry that I've kind of taken all of you onto this roller coaster of ups and downs and back and forths, and I still feel kind of embarrassed, but at the same time, I'm very glad I decided to do this stream. This has meant a lot to me. Thank you guys for being here, and God damn it. I'm not crying, I promise. It's just been very unfortunately timed, like I said. So, sniffle shark. Okay, I need to say this because of what Squirrel just said. I don't want you guys to, like, you don't need to excuse yourself or, like, defend yourself for not being here. That is the last thing that I want. I started off today's stream, or, well, I didn't start it off with it, but very early on I did say that I completely understand that streaming and, like, stream viewer bases, especially on Twitch and stuff, are like very volatile. And I completely understand that, like, you know, life happens, people change, schedules change, things change, interests change as well. And, you know, I never expect any single person to be there for every single one of my streams. That would be completely unreasonable. And I don't know where I was going with that sentence. Just, I don't want to get the feeling across that I'm like judging or faulting people or anything like that. I don't want anyone to apologize. I'm going to yell at you if you apologize, actually, from now on. So keep that in mind. I'm glad. I've been doing this streaming thing for over a year. I really should have known that that's what would happen if I said I'm gonna yell at people. I'm not gonna yell at people. I don't have the emotional energy for that right now. But London for you. Don't scream, please, Hina. I love you, but don't. Cracked a nail? No, that is really unfortunate. I actually have multiple cracked nails right now. I should really file them down, but that's besides the point. To get back to what Mivi was saying about whether I want this to be my job full time, because I feel like this is an interesting Thank you, Baz. That actually means a lot to me too. I appreciate that. But I want to talk about the full-time job thing, because I feel like there's more to it than just a simple yes or no question. If I could make streaming a full-time job, absolutely I would. If I could quit my current job and purely live off of streaming, I absolutely would. I don't... Let me rephrase my sentence in my head before I say it out loud. I should really think about the things I'd say. And I should also preface it by saying I never expect that to realistically happen. I'm not going to be a full-time streamer, because that, in order for that to be a thing, that would require like a viewer base and a level of popularity that I don't think I would be comfortable with. I like the fact that whenever someone pops up in chat, I know who they are. I have like some kind of idea of the person behind the name, and that we can just like chat about stuff. Like something that's come up again and again is like the feeling of sitting down on like a couch together, even if virtually on the internet. Sitting down. Yes, I know everyone's full government name and address. This is true. But like that's kind of why I enjoy streaming. Like, as a kid, I used to do this stupid thing. I don't know if that's just me. But as a kid, I actually did this thing where my dad had a camcorder, and I I figured out at some point that you could hook up an AV cord from the camcorder to a video recorder that was then hooked up to the TV, and you could essentially have a live feed from the camcorder to the TV. So this was back in like 2008 or something. So that was like massive news for me. And what I ended up doing was that I put the camcorder on the ground in front of the TV. I pointed it at my Nintendo DS screen, and I played Mario Kart DS with the whole screen mirrored on the TV, with my parents watching in the background on the couch. And I guess in some very twisted way, shape, or form, that was my first ever stream of playing a game back when I was 6 years old, in front of a TV with a camcorder, with my parents as my audience. And holy shit, I enjoyed that so much. It was so stupid. I don't know I don't even know what exactly it was. You were destined to do that, I guess, in some way, yeah. I don't know. It just feels right in some way, which feels really stupid to say. But it feels like streaming is like my thing. I've tried a lot of things. I'm getting a bit more general here with my talking points. I've tried getting into a lot of things. Yeah. Like I said, realistically, it's never gonna be a full-time job thing. And I'm not aiming for it. In this fantasy world where I had enough money to just live off of it without needing a job, I would totally just do streaming full-time. Really, the only thing I wish I could do is have more time for streaming and content creation. I talked about it at some point at a stream a few weeks, or I guess like a month or two ago. Must have been 2 months ago, actually. Goddamn, time flies. But what I hate that I don't get to do is YouTube content creation. I wish I could spend more time on editing videos, cutting my stream footage together into like watchable long-form playthroughs of games and stuff like that, but I barely have time for like anything other than streaming in my full-time job already, so that's not really an option without having like an actual video editor or something. At which point it kind of loses the whole spark of it, because then it's not me making the content, then it's just me paying someone to make the content, which defeats the point. I only managed to do that once with my Outer Wilds playthrough, and I never actually got around to hire a streamer and be an editor. I don't think that would make me happy either. Could do shorts. I have tried doing shorts. I have a YouTube channel where I've done shorts, and a few of them have gotten like 1,000, 2,000 views. But I'm still not. For one, I don't really get clips. And secondly, I have a clip button on my Stream Deck. I have a stream marker button on my Stream Deck, and I've used it specifically to mark times in my VODs. So that I could later go into the VODs and edit those into proper shorts, because all my shorts are edited. I am not going to just take a clip of like raw stream footage, essentially, and just upload that with zero additional effort. I would hate that. That's not what I want to do. That's not the point. I enjoy the editing part. I love that. I love video editing. I often just don't have the time for it. So shorts have been the best option for me to do that in some degree. I just haven't really been doing it because, well, a few reasons. Also, goodbye, Noel. Thank you for tuning in. One reason being that I haven't really thought much about clippable moments. And I also just haven't paid much attention to trying to make shorts. I haven't been using my clip marker thing. But if it's meant to happen, it will happen. I've had a few clip markers that I haven't yet turned into shorts. Often something is also just funnier in the moment than it is when you watch it back. So a lot of the time I kind of end up not making a short out of it because of that. And I think another thing that I really need to get into, or get over rather, is like, there's a very strong, I have a very strong fear of like being cringe, being embarrassing, which sounds really stupid. But I don't even need a therapist. God damn it. I guess that means I'll have to end my stream soon, but I don't even need a therapist to really trace that one back to childhood trauma. Yeah, Squirrel knows what's up. Yuna, I have no idea what I've been saying since you left or disappeared. I apologize. But yeah, I have a very strong sense of not wanting to be seen, not knowing what I'm doing. I guess that really sums it up. And it's prevented me from doing a lot of things. And everything being in public through streams doesn't really help either. That's one of the reasons why I haven't branched out my content as much either. Because like the coding game, for example, I'm really embarrassed of the idea of, or scared of the idea of embarrassing myself with stupid mistakes while programming. Which, now that I say it out loud, is completely unreasonable. But it is a very real feeling. And I want to get over it. Because that feeling has prevented me from doing a lot of things. And like barking, that's I hate that that's not wrong, you know? It's something I want to get over, and I feel like exposure therapy to those kinds of things is really the only thing that's worked. It's kind of what's happened with me after transitioning as well. Like, I used to struggle so much in social situations. Pre-transition me was unable to go to the supermarket and just buy something because I was having a panic attack thinking about having to interact with the cashier. Like, it was incredibly terrible. It was awful. And transitioning has helped a lot because things feel a lot more natural now than they did pre-transition. But also just doing things that I didn't used to do. Getting myself out there and just daring to has helped a lot. Like I said, it's essentially just exposure therapy for anxiety. And I want to do that. I want to work on that and hopefully make some fun laughs for everyone else in the process. Can be popular for being good, but also popular for being fun and not take yourself serious. I think that's the mentality that I need to embrace in terms of streaming and in terms of everything else. So, that's what I'll try to do. That's what I want to try to do. I want to do programming streams, like I said. I want to try doing a music stream. I want to try making music live on stream and just messing around with shit, even if it's going to be awful. And people who know music are going to yell at me for the way I make music, but I want to try doing that. I want to make art. I want to try getting back into drawing. I've had phases where I got into drawing and I couldn't because I was way too worried about everyone else's opinions of my art. And I think just putting myself out there and the whole process and everything might just help. And if it doesn't, it doesn't, and that's okay. If art's not what I'm meant for, then that's alright. But we'll get there. Drawing collab with Deli. That would be really fun, but I would feel severely inferior in every single way all the time. I don't know if that's a good idea to start off with, but if we ever get somewhere, I'll keep that in mind if Deli's down for that. Either way, I did want exposure therapy, that is true. Sleep Never Work stuff. Thank you, Conquer, for tuning in. Thank you very much. As you guys probably heard in the background, my reason number 17 for wanting to move out is calling, which is not getting to set my own schedule for things. So I'm gonna have to end my stream here. But thank you all for tuning in. I'm really glad that I ended up doing this, even though I had my reservations about this being a good idea in the first place. Thank you all. The music is fucking perfect right now too. I hate this. Take car. Do as Navi says. Take car. I will see you guys very soon. Hopefully. I love you too, Yuna. Thank you. That is all. And there is my reason for being stressed out living in this fucking place. Holy shit. Okay. Thank you all. I'll see you guys around. For real. Guys, have a good day, evening, night, whatever. And I'll see you around.